This video sponsor is this rose bush, for when you want your roses dead, just like my dreams. Welcome to the cul-de-sac of despair and misery, with shockingly cheap property prices given the beautiful views. Seriously, in what world can you live next to a freaking waterfall for $20,000? My girl, Ama Zing, has decided to run away from home and her mysterious backstory, and she's not at all suspicious about this area. She's eager to pursue the simple life of camping, where you have to make every single thing that you need for survival, which is of course much simpler than living in a house. So she's just gonna roast her little fire and have a nice night in this graveyard. But it's fine, because she's not that, it's fine, I'm sure it'll be fine. So after cooking a lovely meal with her very poor cooking skills, she decides that it's time to read a headstone for a bit, obviously, and then, tuck in for the night in this super safe tent. Huh, that's weird. Well, keeping that. It would appear that Ama's sleep has been disturbed, and she responds as any of us would by shouting incoherently into the air and following a little green fluffball ghost to a seance table that just happens to be in the middle of the graveyard. It's fine. I'm sure this is all going to go well. And of course, the ghost, like everyone really, is quite into Ama and turns her purple because, when a ghost loves you, they turn you purple. That's how they show their love. So the ghost that purplified Ama said that she was not here by accident, and that she was led here by a mysterious force deep within her soul. The ghost also said that Ama is not safe, and that there is another ghost that really needs to talk to her. But in order to talk to her, she must become a medium. So Ama decides to take up the medium skill. So her first foray into the supernatural realm did not seem to go well, and she summoned some bats, so that's good. She better keep practicing. The seance and the plasma bat seem to have sucked a lot of her energy, but I'm sure she'll be fine. Can we just talk about how cute this little Rebecca ghost is? They obviously designed it after me. And frankly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't received any royalties from The Sims. They obviously copied my everything, and this looks just like me. So, pay me, Sims. It would appear that the seance did work, and a car salesman has arrived to discuss bus, if you know what I mean. So Dude is like, hi, I'm G-Dude, and actually I am not the ghost that you're looking for, so you're gonna need to keep seancing. So after having a deep discussion about dressers, they start to flirt, and I assume that flirting goes like this. Flirt, 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 flirt.
Flirt, 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 flirt.
Flirty, flirt, 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 flirt.
Flirt, flirt.
That's how humans flirt, right? Now, Ama is a little bit suspicious that this guy showed up when she was looking for the ghost that summoned her here, but he cute though, so she gonna let that go. And she's like, okay, well, go ahead and talk to these other ghosts and see if you can get them to stop haunting me for a bit so I can get some sleep so I can seance in the morning. So he's like, tack, 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 and leave her alone, stop haunting her tent. And she's like, oh, thanks so much, man. Okay, in the morning, I guess I will try that seancing thing, but let me get ready for bed first. So Ama's just gonna get ready for bed, and the ghosts have left, so that's good. So she's just has a normal tent. It's a normal tent in a graveyard, just like any tent that someone has erected in a graveyard. Is he watching her? Why is he watching her? So, being stared at by a ghost all night does not seem to have affected her, and she's gonna eat this food, which seems to be rotten, but for some reason is not rotten. Okay, seance, seance, let's seance.
Seance, seance.
So that did not appear to go well, and there's faces in the ball. That's cool. Okay, well, I'm sure it's fine. And oh my gosh, is she getting attacked by bats again? Why the bats? It's almost like someone enabled creepy crawlies on the lot or something like that. Weird. Well, this is nice. Just having a nice calming lunch by a tendril and foaming headstones. I'm sorry, but if my overlord put me into a horror movie, I would not take a shower for comfort. I would not find comfort in taking a shower. Who finds comfort in being vulnerable? You have to close your eyes to wash the soap out of your hair. Like, is she just not washing her hair and face? Oh, look, she's still terrified, as we all knew she would be. You put yourself in a vulnerable position, Ama. This commercial break is brought to you by Trash Plant. Apparently, it's a plant grown from trash. It's a new day now, so I'm sure everything will be better. Why do I have to pay bills on a tent? And she's being attacked by bees. Hey, dude who I don't care enough about to learn how to say your name. Maybe you could tell the ghost to stop sending stuff to attack her. Okay, so now he's like, hey, in order to get rid of the ghosts, you have to play baseball. Because everybody knows in romantic-themed supernatural movies, there must be baseball. Ama's like, that's a terrible idea. I'm definitely not going to do that, especially because I don't think The Sims has a baseball pack. Anyway, I really like watching you talk, but I'm not going to listen to you so much because I think that you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, and I'm kind of suspicious with following your advice.
Jangi.
Great, so she's going to seance some more, and this definitely won't get boring. And I forgot that I enabled earthquakes. That's a thing I enabled. Shockingly, Ama was unable to successfully complete that seance during an earthquake. So having feared for her life in the earthquake, she realized she really wants to kiss G-Dude. And she's like, mwah, 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 mwah. And it's getting serious now. Did he just say chicken pasta? But I guess that makes sense because the way to a man is through his stomach. And who's this guy? Interesting. So this guy seems to know G-Dude. And wait, he's having a negative thought about her? I'm really glad that in real life you can't read the person you just kissed thought. Like, that would be really bad. But anyway, who are you, angry guy? What are you doing here? And I really like your hat, actually. That's a really cute hat. Also, lovely glasses. Wait, can you two switch hats? Like, I like his hat better. I guess this meeting is hats only. Well, I guess they're just gonna flirt with each other right in front of this guy. Maybe that's why he's angry. Well, you know, you're welcome to leave, sir. We have our own situation that's going on right now. We don't need you if you're not gonna solve problems. Ama, I gotta tell you something. I really don't think you should be making out in a horror movie. I feel like that leads to murder. And scene. So while they were talking, that angry guy was like, hey, maybe you need to go looking for these ghosts. Maybe you shouldn't just stay put. So she is out in search of the ghost that apparently wants to contact her and led her to that place. So she heard that there are possibly some ghosts around here that might have the answer to that. So she is going to explore this mansion without a head, apparently. And since she bothered to make this trip and it took a while for the page to load, we're going to go ahead and have a couple shots of her exploring this mansion, which kind of looks like the Biltmore estate. But first, she's going to play the piano by this gorgeous waterfall because this is a freaking gorgeous setting. Like, oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Okay, and we need to get back to work now. Okay, let's get back to work now. And she hasn't head again. Okay. All right, so she read the sign and it said, don't sleep here, because if you sleep here, there might be ghosts. And she's like, well, guess what? I want to see ghosts. So she's going to sleep here, yeah. But first, much like a survivor, when they get to finally take a shower, she's like, I'm going to freaking brush my teeth. I haven't brushed my teeth in so long. All right. It's time to go upstairs and sleep in that bed that I was told not to sleep in. Because if I'm good at anything, it's sleeping. It's sleeping time, time to sleep in this haunted house. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. It's sleeping time. Oh yeah, let's lay down. Let's lay down. This footage took longer than I thought, so I'm just gonna ramble now until she lays down. And she's just sleeping, and oh, there's the ghost! Ama, wake up, wake up! Oh, you missed the ghost. You missed the ghost. Oh, Ama, there's a ghost. Wake up, Ama, there's a ghost. Ama, you're here for the Ama. Oh my goodness. So these are pretty chill ghosts. So they're like, hey, you stole our bed, but it's fine. We'll just sleep on the couch. All right, after finally waking up, she's like, hey, death and stuff. And he's like, yeah, death and stuff. And they're like, so, like, did you want to listen to me play piano? I just recently learned this skill, and I'm terrible at it. And he's like, sure, here's $1. Dude's like, tell you what, fix my sink, and then we'll help you. And she's like, okay, I'm not good at fixing stuff, though. And he's like, that's pretty obvious, because I have no idea what you're doing with that wrench. Like, what part of the sink are you fixing with that wrench? That's not even the part where the water's shooting out of. I don't think you have any idea what you're doing. And she's like, yeah, I told you. I didn't know what I was doing. And he's like, fine. You're really going to need to talk to the wife, though, because she's the one that knows everything, not me. I, like, know nothing. I'm useless. I'm about as useless as you were with that wrench just now. And she was like, so pretty useful? And he's like, no. So she's like, okay, seance circle. Let's have a seance circle right here. It's fine. And I need to summon the wife. Let's summon the wife. And okay, let's cut this footage a little bit because it's running a bit long. And poof, there's a marshmallow ghost. You aren't what I wanted, she said. So she goes outside to play chess. And there's the wife who is clearly on fire. And she's like, okay, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. What you're going to need to do is stop playing chess, Ama. I don't know why you thought playing chess was going to help you solve your ghost problem. It's really not. She's like, okay, what you need to do is you need to go into our lovely garden, which is quite gorgeous. And you're going to need to toss a coin into our wishing well and wish for the ghost to go away. She's like, okay, that sounds great and like suspiciously too easy. And so she does that. And she's like, okay, my ghost problem is solved now. I'm going to eat a salad.
Nada.
So after tossing the penny into the well, she's like, everything's fine now. I'm going to carve some pumpkins because pumpkins came with the spooky pack and my overlord wasted money on it. So she's going to somehow incorporate these pumpkins into this storyline. And then dude, it shows up and is like, you know what? You should offer the pumpkins to the ghosts. Maybe they'll love it and they'll give you these little idol things. And maybe those little idle things matter for some reason. No idea, but go ahead and go to sleep and have a good night. And I'm sure you won't be bothered by any ghosts. And I'm just going to watch you sleep. Just watch. Oh, there's an earthquake! Because that's a thing.
Oh.
So Alma's like, wow, it's so convenient that you happen to be right outside my tent. I hope you're not stalking me. And he's like, I'm not stalking you. And then they're both like, death. Death. So Alma's like, oh my god, it's so cute that we're like so in sync. But just so you know, I like to dig through trash. And that's just what I do.
Oh.
Well, it would appear that the ghosts are most definitely still around, so she did not solve her problem by tossing a penny into the well. I know everyone's shocked. And oh look, there's bats again! I thought there were supposed to be other creatures, but it's mostly just bats. Alright, well, G-Dude was like, you need to keep seancing, and that will solve your problem. You've got to summon this ghost that you're meant to summon. Well, everything seems quiet, so maybe the ghosts are gone. No, they're not gone. Okay, so she's like, hey, you're outside my tent again. It's a bit creepy. And there's bats! Always with the bats! Maybe she is supposed to play baseball. I know that most of us, in the middle of the night, when we're camping in graveyards and we can't sleep, we like to do a little gardening. And Ama is no different. She's just like every normal person. And so after doing a little bit of gardening, she's a bit calmer now. And what's this around the corner? It's a little blue fluff ball ghost. What are they talking about, I wonder? I'm sure it's nothing suspicious, and it's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and give the ghost a present. Ghosts are kind of like stray cats, and you just give them something and then they go away. Like, my new boyfriend told me if I give you this pumpkin, you'll love it, and then you'll go away. No? What do you mean, no? But I made it for you. You're rude. That's why you're blue. Rude, blue, cute, adorable Yeah, but he likes my clothes. That's nice. Okay, well, obviously we're going to try again with the Rebecca ghost because everyone knows that Rebecca ghosts are more friendly and kind and just the best all around because they're Rebecca ghosts. So I'm sure the Rebecca ghost will not reject her present. So let's give the Rebecca ghost a present, and I'm sure she'll love it, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, what's that? What, are we dating now? Well, I mean, we could be. Like, look at the sex appeal of this ghost. Gee, dude. More like, gee, who? Well, she gave her a present. She pooped out a little idol. Isn't that cute? So G-Dude is like, okay, let's seance together, and then maybe you can get the person that you're supposed to summon. But then, of course, he's going to leave before she finishes, and then he's going to come back in time to take all the credit. Isn't that great? All right, who's this girl? Is this who I meant to summon? You don't look like a ghost. Oh, and she's getting attacked by bats. Yay! It's not Ama for once. That's cool. All right. And, oh, he doesn't like her. He's singing, allegedly. And almost talking about furniture, as one does in this circumstance. I know whenever bone people appear before me, I'm always like, look at that dresser! And Alma's like, I dig through trash, but I hate flies. Oh, no you didn't. What are y'all doing? While Alma's asleep, you were flirting up a storm? Excuse me? Excuse me? Okay, good. He's walking away. He better walk away! So, he walked away, but it would appear that Honeychild can't take a hint. And she's like, oh no, like, I'm serious. Like, she's asleep. It's fine. You are kind of cute, though. And he's like, ooh, you have excellent bone structure, if you know what I mean. You can tell he's thinking about it. But then he says, you know what? Talk to the hand. This commercial break is brought to you by cool, refreshing water. Are you thirsty? Drink some water. It's free. But if you're made of bones, you probably can't drink water, and it'll probably fall straight through you and look like you peed yourself.
Never queen.
So Alma's like, Bonehilda, what is going on? Are you flirting with my man? And she's like, oh no, I'm definitely not. I'm just an innocent little maid. Don't mind me. And Alma's like, what is this? Did you want me to summon her so that she could flirt with you? And he's like, no, I love you. And you're my true love. I have to tell you something. You're my true love. But I can only be with you if you become a ghost. So you have to become a ghost if you want to be with me. Because a woman must always change herself for her man. That's an important part of a romance story. And so she's like, okay, I guess I'll change myself in order to please you. Now, with renewed urgency due to the desires of a male, she has decided to max out the medium skill. Alma is now officially a level 5 medium. She worked really hard for this, guys, and she can now be an investigator more, which perhaps she will be. And perhaps not, because it actually seemed kind of boring. And tonight is the night that we give up our soul for our man, because we're willing to do anything for this man that we just met, and it's fine. Oh, and she is now a ghost! She literally gave up her mortal being for this dude. I'm sure she won't regret it. After making the incredibly wise decision to give up her body for a fella she met about 3 days ago, Alma decides to prioritize and hunt a sink while she's waiting for her man to show up. It's not quite the decision I would make. Then again, I would probably rob a bank or get myself a vault of some kind, or commit some kind of nefarious act, because I don't think I can be trusted with superpowers. So they're both ghosts now, so they can finally be together. And he's like, vacuums! And she's like, honey, after sucking the life out of me, that's not quite how I wanted to spend the evening. Naturally, he starts discussing the weather. Oh, they're hugging! Nice! You get you some, Alma. Anyway, she's like, look at this tent right here. You know what we could do with this tent? And he's like, oh, I know, you could sleep in it and I could watch you sleep like I do every night. And she's like, what is that you just said? And he's like, oh, nothing. She's like, nah, I give up my body for this. We are gonna woohoo. So they woohoo. And that's what's happening right now. So let's all look away. Look away. Everyone look away. Give them some privacy. Look away. I said look away. You guys are being rude right now. They are clearly occupied and they aren't doing this for our entertainment. So you need to just look. Okay, they're done. It's fine. All right. And so she's like, oh, that was so great. And I loved it. And that was great. And then, she's back to her human form because it's only temporary. But at least he gave her his jacket. But that's not the only thing he gave her, as we'll find out later in the episode. So, now that they know how they can be together, he's like, oh, but we still have this ghost problem. So I'm just going to need you to seance just one more time. Get rid of these ghosts. Let's seance and seance. And I'm going to need you to summon the ghosts that you're meant to summon so that we can get rid of these ghosts and we can live happily ever after with no suspicious side effects. And she does it, and she doesn't suspect a thing. But oh no! She summoned an evil ghost! And the evil ghost is a somewhat angry woman! Ah! So, my agent tells me that male viewers are incapable of following a female-driven plotline without the female at some point being naked. So, after she gets her comfort cereal, G-Dude is like, okay, we really have to get rid of this angry woman. We can't have angry women around. And she's like, okay, that makes sense, but we have this angry man that keeps showing up for some reason. But I guess we'll just leave him. So he's like, in order to get rid of her, use some of those idle things that the ghosts have been pooping out. And she's like, that's super convenient that the ghosts have been pooping them out. And then she's like, why is she mad about crabs? She was yelling at her about crabs. That's interesting. I wonder what that's about. Let's all take a moment to admire the trash plant. I think I'm going to call the trash plant Bob, because we all know that Bobs are trash. So even though Ama's terrified of this woman, she's just going to go fix the sink because none of us like wasting water, people. There's no excuse, not even evil ghosts. And she's like, I'm just going to walk away. Woman, if you don't stop putting out my sacred candles! So G-Dude's like, the problem wasn't the sacred idols. It was that we didn't have enough of them. So we're going to try the same exact thing as before, but with more sacred idols. So basically, we're just going to do the same thing, but bigger! So Temperance does not seem to like them, but she's also not burning up like the Wicked Witch of the West, so that's a little bit disappointing. And she's warning me about paperwork, because when you vanish ghosts, you have to fill in a lot of paperwork afterwards. So he's like, you know what, just summon Bonehilda again, because apparently she knows ghost kung fu and can punch the ghost and make her go away. And I know we all wanted to see an epic fight with the skeleton and the ghost, but it did not happen. She just kind of ran away when Bonehilda was around. So I don't know if that happens with everyone, but I was super disappointed. So Ama tried again to talk to Temperance, this time under the uniting banner of grilled cheese, and without G-Dude. And she learned some interesting information. Temperance was like, I've been trying to talk to you this whole time and explain to you that actually I'm his wife and he smothered me with a pillow and also he has crabs. And he's the one who brought this table here so that you could vanquish me so you wouldn't have to deal with me anymore. And she's like, he's such a piece of trash, his name must be Bob. So then G-Dude comes back and he sees that they've bonded and are looking at his phone at all the proof of his nefarious deeds. And so then he's like, oh no, the gig is up. And they're like best friends now. And he's like, well, what did she show you on the phone? And she's like, you know what, it doesn't matter. We're so over. I know that you've just been using me. And he's like, okay, well, that's fine. I guess I can just hook up with Bonehilda now because that's what I always wanted to do anyway, Bonehilda. And she's like, you know what, whatever, man, I'm going to bed, you do you. And she's like, why did you choose me in the first place to lure to this haunted graveyard? And he's like, oh, don't you know about your mysterious backstory? And she's like, what mysterious backstory? And he's like, oh, maybe you'll find out more in later episodes of this series. And she's like, oh, well, maybe I will. Anyway, stay away from me. If I see you again, I'm going to vanquish you. And then he's like, okay, fine. Luckily, Ama has learned her lesson, and she will never, ever make this mistake. Oh, he's cute. Hey, how you doing? Congratulations, you've unlocked the special bonus scene. So Amma was like, you know what? I think you guys need marriage counseling. So let's all sit down together and talk about what went wrong in your marriage. And maybe I can help you and you guys can fix your relation. Oh, you're doing spells. Well, you know, if you do spells to try to get out of discussing the tough issues, what do you mean he smothered you with a pillow? Well, I guess that would definitely impact your marriage if he smothered you with a pillow. But what did you do to him? I mean, we need to think about these things. Oh, I'm just going to talk to him, and she's fine, because everything's fine, and this is going to turn out fine, because he's different. He's not a ghost, so I'm sure this will go well. She's like, hi, how are you? So I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend. I love flowers, I guess, especially dead roses. And I just broke up with my boyfriend. He was a ghost. Turns out he was married and was trying to get me to kill his wife. I know, weird, right? So do you want to get together? No, you don't? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should change everything for this man. Hi, guys. So if you've gotten to this point, you clearly at least mildly enjoyed the video, or you hated it so much that you just wanted to watch it until the end so that you could leave, like, the nastiest comment possible. Either way, you should subscribe. Like, please subscribe. I will do anything to get you to subscribe. Like, I will change myself into a ghost if you will subscribe. I mean, not really, but, you know, just subscribe, okay? I'm willing to do anything for you guys. Please do subscribe. Okay, I'm calm now. I'm calm. It's fine. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.